Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a very important day for us. Today is the day of the launch of a unique program. It is a connection between the virtual world and the real world. So today, we are launching a program to build a business on the Bitcoin ecosystem. You know that the company has created its own cryptocurrency and its own blockchain within the framework of which an economic simulator has been developed that is the first in the world to combine virtual space with real projects. Let's watch a video dedicated to this project. Please draw your attention to the screen. Imagine a unique digital world that goes beyond virtual life, where you develop your business and earn real income. Your electronic world, where there are no limits and other restrictions, and there are only your like-minded people, where a new economy is being built that unites the digital and real world. Together, we create a distributed digital world that cannot be turned off because it is based on blockchain. You create your own world in it, and there you can manage various types of businesses, such as real estate, trade, internet projects, and much more. Within the program, you create a business empire by participating in the development of dozens of companies, copies of which develop in the real world. The special mechanics of the economic simulator allow you to get material benefits in the real economy sector, such as real estate, trade, and so on, as a result of the gameplay. Within the Bitcoin ecosystem, we create a multi-user online simulator in which users can buy shares of projects using smart contracts in the form of Nft tokens, manage them by voting, and determine their further development. Each member of the community will be able to choose from several projects and get a part of it at their disposal. It can be a real estate object, a hotel, a business center, just land, industrial, hardware, and software, or internet projects that give maximum profit. The economic stimulus company provider finances the projects that appear on the map from the profits. Earnings from real projects are transferred to the digital world in the form of profit tokens. We build a digital world that reflects the real one, that allows you to integrate real companies into the simulator, advertising them, providing their goods, services, or their shares. Register, choose the project you are interested in on the map, and start. Rentier World is a multiplayer online simulator where you create your own world and manage various types of businesses in this world. Real estate, trade, internet projects, and much more. Initially, Rentier World is a kind of square island consisting of several buildings, and each building is a separate project with unique properties. If you hover your mouse over any of the buildings, you can see this building's brief information, or you can go to a more detailed description of the project by clicking on the appropriate button and hovering over any of the buildings and already understand what projects are currently on the map. Currently, there are 3 of them, and I will tell you about them later. What kind of projects can actually be on the map? It can be anything that makes a profit. At the moment, I see 3 types of objects. The first project is a real estate object that can exist in real life. We will be striving to implement the existence of this real estate object in real life. The second project is hardware and software projects. What does it mean? This means one part of the project is implemented using cloud technologies, programmers write programs, and the other part is implemented by production, some devices which of course brings profit. And the third project is internet projects being essentially a kind of virtual entity created by programmers. This one has the highest marginality. You can look it up on the internet. Usually, deals with electronic products, like Uber and so on, are the most highly profitable. And you can have a share both in one business and in several businesses, diversifying risks. Initially, 100 million tokens will be allocated for each project. As the project develops, the tokens will be rising in price. Players who own NFT tokens of the project will build a development strategy for this project by voting. And now, my dear friends, please pay attention to the most interesting thing. Some projects will have copies. As I've told you, these projects are implemented by the provider company Rentier World in real life using the players' successful techniques when they build a development strategy by voting. The company will be doing the same in real life. After the company receives the profit, part of it, namely 70%, will be paid to the players. 70% will be credited to me and you, my friends. As soon as one of the projects is completed in Rentier World, for example, a hotel is built and it starts making a profit, the tokens of this project will no longer be sold in the simulator. This project's tokens can be purchased only by buying shares from other NFT token owners. And of course, the cost of these NFTs will skyrocket. As long as the hotel brings profits, owners of the tokens during this period will be receiving dividends for their tokens. So, my friends, to buy NFT tokens of any of the buildings, you will need to own the required amount of game tokens, the so-called Rentier utility tokens, on the simulator balance. We name them RUT for short. Their balance can only be replenished with Vipcoin. That is, the simulator itself is created on the blockchain. It cannot be turned off, and it is decentralized. NFT tokens are assigned to you once and for all. This is also very reliable. You can read about it on the internet. Inside the simulator, you can replenish your RUT balance by paying with Vipcoin, and this also generates a lot of transactions. RUT balance replenishment is already available in the business center. The same replenishment will be available in our marketplace, which we will also present to your review very soon. Well, I suppose you would like to know what projects are already presented in our simulator. I will start with the first project, and this project will definitely be of interest to you. The first project is a boutique hotel. We are now at the stage of signing contracts to purchase a hotel, specifically in order to tie it to our simulator. And I will announce it to you soon. In the simulator, you will have to take part in the construction of this hotel, as well as by making the right decisions to establish its operation and get this maximum profit. For the construction of this hotel, we have chosen the city of Istanbul. The decision has been made for a reason. Istanbul is the largest city in Turkey, with a population of over 15 million people, and it is an extremely popular tourist destination. It is visited by more than 12 million tourists a year, making it the fifth most popular tourist destination. The city has a huge number of palaces, mosques, historical churches, and many other ancient sites. Indeed, there is probably no better place in the world to start a boutique hotel. According to our project, this will be a 10-floor hotel with 78 rooms, 8 shops, a spa, a restaurant, and a lot of additional services. The total area of this hotel will be 4,250 square meters. We will need to carry out the following scope of work: to purchase land, to create a project and obtain the necessary documents to start construction, to build a hotel building and carry out all communications, to make some internal repairs, and purchase furniture and equipment, to obtain an activity permit and purchase and configure specialized software, to recruit and train staff and conduct an advertising campaign, and finally, accept and provide high-quality services to the first tourists. The entire project preliminary cost is 22,500,000 RUT, Rentier utility tokens. This amount may increase with some unforeseen costs, or it may decrease if the costs turn out to be lower. But we have calculated everything, and I think that with a 90% probability, this amount will not change. Initially, we will allocate 100 million NFT tokens for the project. After the project is launched, and as soon as we finish it and start making first profits, the unsold balance will be withdrawn from sale and destroyed. The NFT token cost during the implementation of the project depends in general on the object itself, the cost of the object, and its profit. But I can tell you that the preliminary estimate of the finished project is 42,500,000 RUT. Well, you can imagine 42,500,000 euros if this is in real life. The potential rise in price of the NFT token is 2 to 3 times within 1 to 2 years. And what will the profit of this hotel be? Now, if we estimate the profit of the hotel based on the occupancy of 80% and multiply 78 rooms by about 80 euros, and then multiply the result by 365 days, we get 1,800,000 euros, including earnings from some additional services, the restaurant, and the rent for shops. The amount, of course, is about 2 million euros each year, I suppose. Accordingly, we will allocate 70% of our profits to the dividends of our, so to say, NFT token owners. Even if we together with you make a decision to sell this hotel by voting, everyone will receive at least a double profit upon the project completion. So there's such an exciting concept, my friends. Now, let's move on to the next project and click on the next building in our project. This is a hardware-software project, as I've just said, an electronic laboratory for cardio tests. This is a slightly different project, but no less interesting. We've decided to dedicate our technologies to cardiovascular diseases. Why? Because this is a group of diseases that takes away a huge number of human lives every day around the world. And you can be involved in some kind of revolution, my friends, in healthcare. Why? Heart diseases have been the leading cause of death worldwide for over 20 years. The death rate of these diseases has reached almost 9 million per year, and among all causes of heart disease, today ranks first. This index is more than cancer, AIDS, wars, and so on all put together. You and I are taking part in the creation of a unique project that, with the help of artificial intelligence, will help people monitor the state of the heart at home, and also help cardiologists around the world notice deviations from the norm for the correct diagnosis. What needs to be done in order to implement this project? We need to gather a council of scientists and doctors who will work on this project, hire a staff of programmers, and set up their work, create documentation describing neural network algorithms, a self-learning system, gather a group of engineers, develop a portable cardiograph compatible with both the web wellness system and open for third-party developers. We will develop and test this software complex. We will certify the technology in Europe, Asian countries, and the USA. We will conduct expensive clinical trials to be recognized by the whole world. We will train the staff, negotiate and conclude contracts with third-party manufacturers of cardiographs, and of course, run a serious advertising campaign. The preliminary cost of the entire project is 18 million RUT. This amount may, of course, increase or decrease, depending on some unforeseen situations, but I think that it will remain unchanged. Initially, we will also allocate 100 million NFT tokens for the project, and after the first profit is received, we will destroy the rest. And a preliminary estimate of the completed project is approximately 300 million RUT. That is, the potential rise in price of the NFT tokens within 2 to 3 years will be 5 to even 20 times. Here's another interesting concept. But what is the profit of the project, and why does it cost so much? According to our assumptions, 1 year after the implementation of the project, the potential number of cardio requests from cardiographs of our own production, as well as from third-party manufacturers, will be approximately 200,000 per day. And if we take 50 cents per request and multiply this amount by 365 days, we get a profit of 36,500,000 euros. And I'm sure that it will also be of interest to many people who in general are interested in their health and want to help the world change the death rate. This is a global and inspirational project. Welcome. But remember, there are not so many tokens left, my friends. And finally, the third project that I would like to present to you, it is an internet project. It is the most secure messenger in the world that we named Incognito Private Messenger. In fact, messengers currently available on Google Play and App Store position themselves as the most secure on the internet. Still require you to A. Authorize via your phone number, an SMS with a certain code to identify you. As a result, security itself is lost. Recently, there have been scandals with information leakages. The fact you have not been directly affected does not mean you are completely safe. Today's messengers regularly update their security policy, adding options to collect a huge amount of information about you and your correspondence, and so on. Even those messengers that are positioned as the most secure and secret still get access to your contact book and are able to identify you and much more. And even if you chat with someone through an encrypted channel, no one can protect you from a virus program able to scan your screen and transmit it to malefactors. Analyzing the current situation, many experts are inclined to believe that there is no more security in the world at all, and those people who do not want to share their correspondence with the world will have to put up with it. Businessmen who make deals are forced to make only personal meetings. You probably know, in order to maintain privacy, many people abandon their phones, or buy phones that work without SIM cards for a lot of money. Some of my friends do that. It costs them many thousands of dollars, but they are still ready to spend these amounts of money just to prevent their correspondence from being read. But we can change this situation. You will have to gather a staff of programmers and create a unique and the world's most secure messenger for important and secret negotiations. What properties can it have? Firstly, it must not require registration. You will not need to indicate your name. Secondly, it must not display interlocutors' names and have no access to the contact book or any other personal data. Thirdly, there must not be an option to make screenshots in it. If one of the chat interlocutors still manages to take a screenshot, a corresponding message must be sent to the rest of the chat participants. Fourthly, there should be no servers or archives for storing messages. Communication must be protected by end-to-end encryption, and it must be possible to introduce some kind of variable encryption formula to prevent it from deciphering. There must be an option to protect with a PIN code not only the authorization to the messenger itself, but also individual chats. In the paid version, you can add the option to change the timbre of the voice in voice messages, the option to change the timbre of the voice during voice communication, the option to change the background of voice messages to a different one, the option to change chat fonts to those that are difficult to read when photographing, change the messenger design to similar designs of popular messengers, and much more. We have actually developed this concept, and you can already try it because the first version is already available on App Store and Google Play. It's a beta version, but it is already working, and we have already implemented a lot of functionality there. And you and I will have to create the first messenger in the world without user identification and monetize some functions, start making profits. And maybe over time, we will sell this messenger as a project. Just imagine, my friends, WhatsApp was sold for $20 billion. And what do we need to do? We need to gather a staff of programmers, set up work, create documentation that describes the entire algorithm, and run an essentially high-quality advertising campaign to attract many entrepreneurs and businessmen. Moreover, this messenger will be valued much higher. It is not necessary to have 1 million or 100 million audience. because even if there are 10,000 entrepreneurs, this will already be a very valuable resource for project buyers. The preliminary cost of this project is 5 million RUT. This amount may increase with unforeseen costs, or it may decrease if we do it all sooner and faster. Initially, we also allocate 100 million tokens, and as soon as we implement the project, we will destroy the rest. And what is the profit of the project? According to our preliminary estimates, the profit of the project with 5 million users will be approximately 100 million euros per year if we monetize 5 euros per month from the paid version's 5 million users. But it's just the preliminary estimate of the completed project. In fact, it can cost much more. Why? If there are 5 million users and about 30% of them pay 5 euros per month for the paid version and some additional features, the amount might be about 90 million euros of income per year. Together, with a potential rise in price of NFT by 15 to 25 times within 2 to 3 years, this can be the highest margin business in terms of NFT tokens. Here is such an interesting concept of our 3 projects. All of the projects are very profitable. The hotel is also a very interesting project, and eventually there can be much more profit. For example, there is an interesting idea. Those people who own NFT tokens will be able to visit this hotel existing in real life at a big discount. They will also be able to share the discount with their friends. And the money the hotel guests pay for their rooms will be allocated in the form of the volume in the binary system, and you will be receiving commissions. This will be a system similar to VIP, when entrepreneurs pay a subscription fee, and you get a certain percent of this fee. Thus, we will create such an affiliate program within the hotel, or maybe even a hotel chain around the world, business centers, or some kind of real estate property, and so on. Internet projects are also a very promising topic, because they are being implemented immediately and all over the world, where you can also make a lot of money. I can tell you that there can actually be much more earnings by having a look at various internet projects that are blowing up with success. Let's regard a few examples of projects with the growth of their tokens that have begun creating their own virtual worlds. Axie Infinity. The cost of their token at the beginning was only 8 cents. Now it is $102, my friends. The price increase is more than 1,200 times. Decentraland. In the beginning, their token cost was 24 thousandths of a cent. Now, its current cost is over $3. The tokens have risen in price by 137 times. Or Sandbox, for example, with a cost of 5 thousandths of a dollar per one token. Its token's current value is now more than $5.50, which means an increase of 1,116 times. So, my friends, this is truly an incredible project. I will be happy to participate in it myself, and as a physical person, I will also have tokens as a partner, because this is really a very serious profit. To sum up my speech, I would like to say that today we have the unique features of the unique project, Rentier World. The economic simulator combines 3 worlds: the game, the blockchain, and reality. Such a project has never existed before. This is a chance to receive passive income from all the projects every single moment. For the first time, an economic simulator is connected with the real world and real projects. If, for example, you need to hire employees for the hotel, then the same condition will appear inside the simulator. Or, if the state provides some prerogatives to the hotel business, they will also appear inside our simulator, etc. Therefore, we have actually connected 2 entities now, the simulator and the real world. One more thing. It will be possible to use services in the projects on the map for the game token. For example, to stay in the hotel, or pay some subscription fees in paid-in programs, and so on. Another thing, we are developing a game world similar to the real one. It allows us to constantly integrate some new real companies into the simulator, and the number of projects will be constantly growing. Therefore, my friend, please do not miss this opportunity. Today is just an incredible time of opportunities, especially in Rentier World. Rentierworld.com. You can go to the website right away and read about this project, because believe me, such opportunities appear a couple of times in life. And this opportunity is available for you here and now. All you need to do is study this project and do everything to obtain the maximum number of NFT tokens in Rentier World in near future, before the end of the month. Thank you all very much, my friends. In the near future, we will arrange a briefing on this project. I am very pleased that you have listened to me here today. This means you are forward-thinking people who are looking for new opportunities for themselves. Believe me, the time for new opportunities has come. Thank you very much. Good luck, and goodbye.